Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is Jasmine and please bear with me. This will be my first video. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you the way I apply my gel extensions. Of course, everybody does it differently. This is just the form and way that I do it. So I'm going to go ahead and prep and prime my nails. I do use Young Nails primer. It has been my go-to ever since I have started. And then I'm going to add one layer of base coat. You can use whatever base coat you have in hand. This has been my go-to so far, and it has been the Beetles, I think it's called the Beetles base gel, and you can find it on Amazon. You're going to go ahead and cure this for 30 to 60 seconds, just depending on your nail lamp. Mine is the Melody Susie Professional Nail Lamp, and so far I've been loving this. I own also their e-file, their sandy bands, their drill bits, and Melody Susie has been my go-to, my holy grail ever since. So here basically you're just going to make sure that it is fully cured before moving on to the next hand, and you're basically going to repeat the process. So once I am done curing both of my hands, I'm going to go ahead and start prepping my nail tips for application. So instead of using the e-file, which is also another step you can do, I actually just use my nail primer, my Young Nails primer, and I scrape the inside of the nail. To me, it just basically adheres better to my nail. It basically melts the inside of that nail tip just for it to adhere better. So for me, this is just my personal preference, but you can use an e-file and a sanding band and sand it down from the inside, but it just whatever works for you. After this, I'm just gonna go ahead and grab my Beetles base gel, and I'm gonna put very little on the inner side of the nail, and you're gonna grab that nail and place it on your nail, pressing it down firmly, trying not to make any air bubbles. Air bubbles can cause lifting. So after you have done that, basically you cure it just to hold it in place for a couple of seconds. You do not have to fully cure it for 30 to 60 seconds because you can do this at the end once you have all 5 nails. So here I'm just basically checking, making sure that it is nice and straight and there is no air bubbles. I'm going to go ahead and repeat this for all 5 fingers. This will be a little bit harder for you if you do have a nail lamp like mine. You will need a hand nail lamp, I guess you can say, or a smaller one, just so you can go ahead and place it in there and cure it before it gets any air bubbles. But once you basically get the practice of it, it just becomes easier and easier, and you will see less and less air bubbles. Please don't forget to press down firmly, and if you have any excess gel that does come out, you can always wipe it as you start seeing it coming out before it fully cures, like I'm doing here. And then just make sure that you cure it just to hold it in place. I also like to, in between a couple of nails, I like to fully cure my hand for a couple of seconds just to make sure that they're not going to lift and they're getting fully cured in between. I will do this after every 2 or 3 to 4 nails, and then I'll go ahead and fully cure for a couple of seconds and come out and do another nail and then fully cure for another couple of seconds, just so it adheres better to my nail and cures faster, and I won't be getting a pop off anytime soon. So here basically I'm cleaning up around the cuticle. When you do press down firmly, sometimes when you do press a little too hard, you will get a little bit of leakage of that gel. So basically here all I am doing is just kind of grabbing the cuticle nipper and just kind of cutting it off around it. Anything that you can kind of just cut off with the cuticle nippers, or you can just basically use your e-file as you will see me do at the end. So here I'm basically moving on to my next hand and making sure that, like I said, I am putting just very little bit of base gel on the inner side, pressing it down firmly, making sure that there's no air bubbles or leakage. And if there is, just like I said, go ahead and just clean it up. If before it cures or after it cures with the nippers, it's something that you can fix very easily. So here, once you are done with all 10 nails, what I like to do is I like to go back and cure each hand just to make sure that it is fully cured. After this, I will be shaping them. You can shape them to the desired shape. These are basically already coffin, and I was gonna go for a coffin, but for some reason I did want to try something new, and I wanted to try like a round almond. And so basically I'm just going to shape them and also file around the cuticles just to make sure that that there's no leakage and there's no gel popping out from underneath. So like I said, this is basically optional for whether you have a lot of leakage coming out from underneath the nail. I basically like to do this step on every set just so that I can go ahead and flush out my cuticle with my nail and basically forming that nice smooth surface. Also here you're going to see me file. Like I said, I do end up changing it up. I end up going round at the end because I wanted to try a new shape. Why not? So also you're gonna see me buff my nail out. This is also another optional step. If you want to, go ahead and do that. I buff it just because I feel that my gel sticks better and it doesn't peel to the nail. So like I said, totally optional. A lot of people don't buff out their nails because it gives just such a smooth finish, but some people say that their gel does peel off. For me, I find it easier and better, and it adheres better to the nail if I buff it out and then place my gel over it. So here I'm basically just brushing off any of the excess dust that came from the filing, and I did cure my other hand, as you did see. I am very self like that. I like to just make sure that everything's gonna stick and make sure everything is fully cured. So that's why I went ahead and put my other hand right back into the nail lamp, and here I'm just gonna repeat the steps from my first hand. I'm just gonna go ahead and file around the cuticle, making sure that everything's nice and flush. There is no excess around there, leakage from the gel, and file that hand as well. So here, as you can tell, I do have quite a bit of a hard time doing my non-dominant hand, but with practice it will get better, I guess you can say. And don't give up. If this is something that you like to do, keep doing it, keep watching, keep learning, and you will learn if you keep practicing. I promise you, don't give up. It does get hard, but it gets better. I've been doing this for quite over a year now. I think it's been a year and a couple of months, and I actually have been enjoying it. This is my true passion, and I keep learning every day as I go. I hope you enjoy the rest of my video. I did not record my nail art parts, but I hope you guys understand. I was quite nervous. This is my first video, so please bear with me. Hopefully with time I will get better. So I hope this helps, and like, subscribe, comment, and I can't wait to make another one. You guys have a good day. Enjoy.